So welcome to 2019 Kcse Mathematics Paper 1, question number 1. And in this question we are told, without using mathematical tables or a calculator, evaluate. So we have 5.4 all over divided by 0.025 multiplied by 3.6. You get yourself 3 marks. So before we do this question, let's find out what is expected of you. First of all, you are instructed not to use a mathematical table or a calculator, and if you use, you are likely to use not to get any marks, because the examiner will know that you have used. This is because what is being tested here is whether you know how to remove the decimal places from this fraction, and then you simplify. So those are the requirements that you should follow, or instructions. So if you look at the numerator here, we have 5.4, that is one decimal place. The denominator has 0.025, those are 3 decimal places, and 3.6, 1 decimal place, so that add up to 4 decimal places. So we need to move these decimal places of 5.4 decimal places to the right. So we have 5, we have 1, that is 2, 3, and 4. So that will be 54,000 divided by, now this will be 25 multiplied by 36. So we now have whole numbers which we can simplify. So you divide here by 9, we get 4. We divide by 9, we get 6, 0, 0, 0. We divide by 4, we will get 1 and 5, that is 1,500. You divide by 25, this will give you 1. Divide by 25, that should give you 6, 0. So the answer is equals to 660. That is what you should get, and by doing that you get yourself, or you earn yourself 3 marks. So that's how you go about this question. A very simple question, because you know paper 1 comes from form 1 and form 2 work, and this is where you should actually capitalize, so that when the 2 papers are added, you will be able to get a good grade. So thank you for watching, and watch the other questions that are coming. (2019 Kcse Mathematics Paper 1, question number 2, we are told express 1728 and 2025 in terms of their prime factors, hence evaluate the cube root of 1728 all over divided by the square root of 2025. So before we start doing this question, let's understand the success of passing mathematics is the skill of understanding the question and what is needed. So the first part, we are supposed to get the prime factors. Then the second part, we evaluate. The word hence is used, meaning that when we come to get the cube root of 1728 and the square root of 2025, we will use the factors that we have already worked out, not a calculator or any other method. So once you understand that, you should be able to get yourself 4 marks. So let's start by getting the factors of 1728. You can use any method that you are comfortable with. I'm going to use this method. So we have this is 1728. We start by 2, and we should be able to get 864. You get 2, you should be able to get 432. You divide by 2 again, you get 216. You divide by 2, you get 108. You divide by 2, you get 54. You divide by 2, you get 27. Divide by 3, you get 9, and you divide by 3, you get 3. What this means is that the prime factors of this number, that is 1728, is the same as 2 multiplied by 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 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. These are the prime factors. Then we are going to use to get the prime factors of 225. You can use this part here and say this is 2025. So this is 2. Now when you divide by 3, not divisible by 2, you should be able to get 675. You divide again by 3, you should be able to get 225. Divide again by 3, you should be able to get 75. Divide again by 3, you get 25. Then you divide by 5, you get 5. So the prime factors of this number, that is 2025, is equals to 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So from there we should be able now to, we are through with the prime factors. Then we should be able to get to simplify this. So it means that the cube root of 1728, here we will take that is 1, 2 and 3, and here we take 1, 2, 3. So it means that the cube root of 1728, that is the cube root, divided by the square root of 2025 should give you, should be able to give you, this will give you 4 multiplied by 3 divided by the other one. You take the square root, you get this and this, so it is 9 multiplied by 5. You simplify here by 3, you get is 1, this is 3, so our final answer is 4 divided by 15. So that's how you work out that question. It has taken us time, but when you are doing it, you should take less than 2 minutes or something like that. So thank you for watching and continue watching. So question number 3, 2019 paper 1. We are told Juma left his home at 8:30 a.m. He drove a distance of 140 kilometers and arrived at his aunt's home at 10:15 a.m. Determine the average speed in kilometer for the journey. 3 marks. So we can start here by saying from Juma's house, maybe you can use a line. This is Juma and this is the aunt's house. So he started at 8:30 a.m. and arrived at 10:15 a.m. Now, given that the distance is 140 kilometers, so we are required to find the average speed. So we can say speed is equals to distance over time. We already have distance is equals to 140, so we look for time. So time is equals to it is you subtract 10, 15 and you subtract 8, 15, because 8:30 not 15, that is 30, because both are in AM. So we subtract, this is 5, here we have 15 minutes, so we say this is 5, this is 1 minus 3, so we borrow 1 from 10, this will be 60, so we have 7, 6 plus 1 is 7, so this will be 4, and now here we have 9, so that is 1 hour 45 minutes. So we can write time, time is equals to 1 hour and 3/4, which is the same as 1.75 hours. So we can now get the speed and say speed is equals to distance is 140 divided by time, which is 1.75. This is in kilometer, and this is in hour. So this will give us, when you divide that, you should be able to get 80 kilometers per hour. So that is how you work out that question. The trick here is just subtraction here. You are being tested whether you know how to subtract time, because when you borrow 1 here, this should not be, it is 6. You are borrowing 1 hour, 160 minutes here. So when you add to 15 minutes, that will be 75 minutes. 75 minutes minus 30 minutes, that will give you 45 minutes. And with that, you earn yourself 3 marks. So that's how you work out that question. So this is question number 4, 2019 paper 1. We are told to expand and simplify 4 into bracket q plus 6 close the bracket plus 7 into bracket q minus 3 close the bracket, and you get 4 marks. So this is the kind of questions that I normally say that it's like you are given free mark, and you should capitalize on this simple question of section A to be able to gather as much as you can in that paper. So for us to do that, we need to expand, then put the right terms together, and that will help us to put the q's and the whole numbers together. So when you open the bracket here, you get 4q plus 4 times 6 is 24 plus 7q, then you have minus 21. We can now say this is equals to 4q plus 7q, then plus 21 minus, that is 24 minus 21, and this should give you 4q plus 7q, that should give us 11q. Then you have 24 minus 21, that should give you plus 3, so plus 3, and with that you get yourself 2 marks. Very simple question and straightforward. This is question number 5, 2019 paper 1, and we are told in the trapezium PQRH shown below, PQ is equals to 8 centimeter, that is PQSR is 6 centimeter. If the area of the trapezium is 28 centimeters squared, find the perpendicular distance between PQ and SR. You get 2 marks. So the first thing here you should understand is what is a trapezium. A trapezium is a 4-sided figure with 2 lines which are parallel. The others are not parallel, but they are equal. So the formula, you also need to remember the formula of finding the area of a trapezium. The area of a trapezium, we say it is length plus, that is, you add the 2 length, that is equals to 8 plus 6 divided by 2, and you multiply by the height. Now the height here is that line joining the 2 parallel lines. That is our height, and that is what we are supposed to get. So because we have been given the area, it means 8 plus 6 divided by 2 into bracket h should be equals to 28. Therefore we say that this is 14 divided by 2, that is 7. So we say 7h is equals to 28, and therefore finally we have h is equals to 28 divided by 7, which should give you 4 centimeter. So you get the height is equals to 4 centimeter, and with that you earn yourself 2 marks. So a very simple question. Just like I had mentioned, these are some of the questions that you should miss in this kind of a paper. So question number 6, we are told, given that cube root of 9 to power 4 is equals to 3 to power n, comma, find the value of n, and that is 3 marks. So you learned the rows of indices in Kcse, that is learned in Form 2. We have the 3 rows of indices, and you should master them so that when you are solving this kind of questions, you know which exactly rule to use. In this case, we have the third row that says a to power m into bracket to power n is equals to a to power mn. So we are going to apply this. First of all, we can say 9 to power 4 is equals to 3 squared into bracket to power 4. So this is equals to 3 to power 8. So with that, so 9 to power 4 is the same as 3 to power 8. So we can now write, instead of writing this cube root, it is the same as 3 to power 8 into bracket a third. The cube root is the same as 2 power a third is equals to 3 to power n. So with that, then we should have, we apply this row and say this is equals to 3 to power 8 over 3, which is equals to 3 to power n. Up to that stage, now we have the common base. 3 is a base, and once we have the common base, then it means the powers of the index is the same, and this implies that n is equals to 8 over 3. 8 over 3. So that's how you work out that, and you get yourself 3 marks. So I hope you have understood how to go about it. But the basic thing here, you should always master the 3 rows of indices, and that will make it easier for you to solve this kind of questions. For 2019, number 7, paper 1, we are told 3 villages A, B, and C are such that B is 53 kilometers on a bearing of 295 from A, and C is 75 kilometers east of B. A, using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 10 kilometers, draw a diagram to represent the relative positions of villages A, B, and C. Determine the distance in kilometer of C from A. You get yourself 2 marks. So the total marks is 4 marks. So for us to be able to do this, we are told to use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 10 kilometers. So using the scale, we are going to show this position. So we are told that B is 53 kilometers on a bearing of 295 from A. So the first thing here we do is to first of all make a sketch that is going to guide us on how to draw this diagram. So if we say this is A, then roughly 295, since this is here is 270, 295, you only add 25 degrees here to get to 295. So we draw our line to B, so that is a position of B, and the distance here is 53 kilometers. So this is the position of B, and we put our compass there. Then we are told C is 75 kilometers east of B. So the east side is this. So it means that the position of B is to the east of B, the position of C. So this is the position of C. You can put your compass there, and this is 75 kilometers. So those are the relative positions of the villages. So now using our scale here, since we are told to use 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter to represent 10 kilometers, here we have 5.3 because we have 53 kilometers. So let's plot that line. So here is our first diagram, and what I have done, I have used a protractor to plot the compass at A. Then I have measured from 270, that is, this is 270. Then I have measured 25 degrees, so that we have, this is 25. So that when you add 270 plus 25, that is 295. I have measured using a ruler 5.3 centimeter, so that we get to point B, and then using a protractor where I have obtained the end of 5.3, I have plotted a compass using a protractor. The second thing that I have done is I have extended the east side of B, so that we can get the position of C, and this has given us this is I have measured 7.5 centimeter, since the distance from C is 75 kilometers east of B. So we now have the relative positions of the villages. So finally, I have joined A and C, and it means that we have answered the first part, that is part A. We have shown the relative positions of the three villages A and B and C. So the second part is to determine the distance in kilometer of C from A. So using a ruler, we are going to measure the distance or the dotted line from C to A and see how many centimeters, then we multiply by 10. So from A to C, we have, using a ruler, I found it is 3.4, that is 3.4 centimeter. 3.4 you multiply by 10, this is equals to 34 kilometers. So that is how you work out that, and you earn yourself 2 marks. It has taken me time because I'm using the computer, but when you are drawing, it should take you just maybe 2 minutes to complete that. So I hope you have followed. I've tried my best to see to get it correct. If you draw and you find an error, then we normally say that there is an error of maybe 3.45 or 3.35. So that's how you work out that question. So this is 2019 paper 1, number 8, and we are told a retailer bought a bag of tea leaves. If the retailer were to pack the tea leaves into smaller packets of either 40 grams, 250 grams, or 350 grams, determine the least mass in grams of the tea leaves in the bags. You get yourself 3 marks. So actually, in simple words, you are required to find the LCM of these 3 values, that is 40, 250, and 350, so that this value you can pack packets of 40 grams and you get exactly number of packets without any remainder of the tea leaves. You can also pack 250 or 350. So to get the LCM, you need to write these numbers in their prime factors. So we start with 40, and this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Then we come to 250. This is equals to 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. We go to 350. This is 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. So these are the prime factors of the 3 numbers. To get the LCM, we normally get the prime factors with the highest index. So if it is 2, we take 2 to power 3, 2 to power 3, you multiply by, you take 5, here is where we have 5 to power 3, you multiply, and we have only 1 7, So you multiply by 7. So to get the LCM is equals to 2 to power 3, which is 8 multiplied by 5 to power 3 multiplied by 7, and when you multiply that, you should be able to get 7,000 grams. So this is the rest mass in grams of the tea leaves in the bag, which you can pack into packets of 40, 250 and 350. So that's how you work it out. It may look like it's a very complicated question, but it simply means you get the LCM. So number 9, 2019 paper 1, we are told, given that sine 2x is equals to cos 3x minus 10 into bracket, find tan x correct to 4 significant figures. You get yourself 3 marks. So before we do this question, let's ask ourselves, what do we need to know? The knowledge are required for you to be able to get full mark. What you need to know is that we have a rule of complementary angles in trigonometry, which says that sine x is equals to cos 90 degrees minus x. So with that rule, we can be able to get the solution to this. Let's start by writing, if this is the case, then sine 2x is equals to cos into bracket 90 minus 2x, following this rule. With that, since now we can be able to write our sine x in terms of cosine, then we equate. Then sine 2x will be represented by cos into bracket 90 minus 2x is equals to now the cosine on the other side, which is cos into bracket 3x minus 10. So we can get the cos inverse and cosine, or simply cancel that, and we will have our our 90 minus 2x is equals to 3x minus 10. Put the right terms together, so this goes to the other side. We will have 5x, that is 2x plus 3x, is equals to, when 10 comes to crosses the equal sign, becomes positive. 90 plus 10 is 100. You divide by 5, you get x is equals to 20. So we are able to get the 20. Now, to get the tan of 20, tangent of 20 is equals to, you can use your calculator or your mathematical tables, and you get it is 0.3640, and this is to 4 significant figures, and with that you get yourself 4 marks. So the importance of having the knowledge of it, mastering these rules is very important, and that is what can help you to pass mathematics easily. So number 10, 2019 paper 1, we are told a tourist converted $5,820 US into Kenyan shillings at a rate of Kenyan shillings 102.10 cents per dollar, while in Kenya he spent 450,000 Kenyan shillings and converted the balance into dollars at the rate of 103.00 per dollar. Calculate the amount of money to the nearest dollar that remained. You get yourself 3 marks. So this you learned in commercial arithmetic 1 in form 1. And just to remind ourselves, when you are converting currency, when you are changing to the local currency, since this is done in the bank or forex bureau, your dollar or your value, in this case a dollar, is multiplied at the lower value compared to the value that you said, that is, you change. And the difference is a profit that the bank or the forex bureau makes out of the exchange of money, because it is business. So with that, if he had 5,820 US dollars, to convert, you need to multiply the dollars 5,820, you multiply by the exchange rate, which is 102.10 Kenyan shillings. When you multiply that, this should give you 594,222 Kenyan shillings. While in Kenya, he spent 450,000 in Kenya. So this means that by the time he was to leave, he had a balance of 2, you subtract, this is 4, that is 144,222 Kenyan shillings. And because he's going back to his country, let's say if it is United States of America, he cannot go with the Kenyan money, so you have to change. And now to change, you divide at a higher value, so that the difference is what the bank or the forex bureau will make profit. So you divide the amount that he had, 100,000 and 44,222, you divide by the value change, which is 103.00, and using your calculator, when you divide, you should get dollars. This is the sign for dollar, 1,400, and this is to the nearest dollar. So that is what you get, and that is the amount of money in form of dollar that you go with back to his country. So that's how you work out that question. Number 11, 2019, paper 1, we are told, given that B is equals to 24, C is equals to 32, and A is equals to 3C minus 2B, find the magnitude of A correct to 2 decimal places. You get yourself 4 marks. So let's ask ourselves, what do we need to know? These are called column vectors. So you must be in a position to subtract column vectors. These are called scalars. So you multiply the column vector C with the scalar 3. 2 is also a scalar. You multiply B. Then from there, do you know how to find the magnitude of a column vector? So that's what you should know. So for us, let's start by getting A. So we are told A is equals to 3C. So you say 3 into bracket 3, 2. Then you minus 2B, which is 2, 4. This will give you 9. You multiply 3 by 3, that's 9. 3 by 2, that will give you 6. Minus 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. So when you work out that, 9 minus 4, that will give you 5, and 6 minus 8 will give you minus 2. So this means that our A is equals to 5 minus 2. That is a column vector. Now from there, we need to get the magnitude. So if you are given that M is equals to XY, that is a column vector, the magnitude of M is equals to the cube root of the magnitude of X plus, that is x squared plus y squared. This means that if the magnitude implies that if the value is negative, then we should we get its magnitude is positive. So this means that our a, the magnitude of a is equals to the square root of 5 squared plus minus 2 into bracket squared, and when you square this, this will give you 25 plus 4, that is the square root, which gives you the square root of 29, and using your calculator, the square root of 9 is 5.39, and this is to 2 decimal places. So that's how you work out that question. I hope you have followed, so that in case in future you get a similar question, then you will be able to work it out. So note the steps and the knowledge required in this kind of question. So this is number 12, 2019, paper 1. We are told, using a ruler and a pair of compass only, construct a rhombus PQRS such that PQ is equals to 6 centimeter and angle SPQ is equals to 75 degrees. Measure the length of PR, and that is 4 marks. First of all, before you do the question, let's note the following. First, we are told to use a ruler and a pair of compass, so you don't use any other instrument. The examiner will know if you use any other geometrical instrument. The second thing is, do we know what the shape of a rhombus? It is like a straight square, so it has all the sides equal, but the angles are not 90, unlike the square. So that is also important to note. Then we are given the length of PQ is 6 centimeter and angle SPQ is 75 centimeter. So here you are being tested. Do you know how to construct angle 75 without using a protractor? That is, using a ruler and a compass only. So that is the information that you need to understand before you start to do this question. Then from there, it is important that we make a sketch so that we know how our rhombus look like. So let's just make a sketch of a rhombus here. So that's a sketch of a rhombus, so that we can say, since angle SPQ is 75, then we can say this is our S, that is our P, Q, and R. This is 6 centimeter and this angle is 75. So that is very important, so that when you are constructing, you know where to place each and every point. So from there, let's go ahead and now construct our rhombus. You start by constructing a line PQ and measuring the length 6 centimeter. So after that, we construct an angle of 90 and an angle of 60. So this is an angle of 90, and what I have done is that using a compass, I have marked this point here and this point here. I have used a compass to make this mark here, and I have used this one to make a mark. Then I have joined the 2 points to come up with the angle of 90. The reason I'm doing that is so when I construct an angle of 60, I'll be left with 30 degrees. Then I'll bisect the angle of 30 degrees to achieve angle 75. So that's why I'm going through that process. So this is the angle of 60, and what I have done, so this angle here is 60. I have used this point here and this point to make 2 marks using these 2 marks using my compass. That is using the principle of equilateral triangle. Since the equilateral triangle, the angles are 60 degrees. So we have achieved an angle of 60 degrees. Now what is remaining is to bisect this angle here, so that which is 30, so that we gain the angle 15 degrees. So let's do that. So finally, I've managed to get angle 75. I have bisected this angle here, which is 30. So this is 15, and therefore the total of this angle is 75 degrees. So that is how you construct an angle of 75 degrees. So from there, I'll just measure 6 centimeter. This is 6 centimeter PQ, and because it is a rhombus, I'll measure 6 centimeter from P to get the position of S. So this is where I have now my point, that is S. So this is 6 centimeter. So what the point that is remaining is point R, and since it's a rhombus, I'll use the length 6 centimeter, and I'll mark a point here using point S with my compass, and from Q I'll mark 6 centimeter. Where the two lines crosses each other, that is the position of R, and when I join them, then I should come up with the rhombus. So let's do that. So I have finally gotten the point R, where what I have done, I have used the Q and S to find to get the position of R by extending my compass where the two intersect, and this is 6 centimeter, and also this I measured 6 centimeter. So that is how I obtained my point R. And using a compass, you can extend from P to R and place your compass on the ruler, and I have obtained my PR is equals to 9.3 centimeters. So that's how you work out that. It's a bit tedious because I'm using the computer, but while you are doing it using the instrument, then you should be able to move faster. But the point here is we are learning how to work out this kind of questions. So I hope this has helped. So this is number 13, 2019, paper 1. We are told solve the inequality 2x minus 1 less than or equals to 3x plus 4 less than 7 minus x. You get 3 marks. So what we do is that to solve this, we first work on this part here. We take the two inequalities and simplify the two. Then after we get the solution of x, that is express simplify the x, then we take these other two, then we simplify. Then after that, what we do is now place the x as a single entity, then we place the right and the left value. So let's start with these two. You say this is 2x minus 1 less than or equals to 3x plus 4. So we put the right terms together. We take 2x to the other side, and we take 4 to this other side. So this will be minus 3x minus 2 will be x less than that is we put it can't put it like this. We say this is our x greater or equals to, when 4 goes to the other side becomes negative, so this becomes negative 5. So that is what we get on that side. Then from there we take this other 2, we say this is 3x plus 4 less than 7 minus x. So with this we also put the right terms together, so we bring x to this side and 4 to this other side, so x becomes positive, so you have 4x less than, when 4 goes to the other side becomes negative, so 7 minus 4, that is 3. we simplify by dividing by 4 throughout. So you get our x is less than 3/4. That is, this will disappear. So from there, we can now be able to write the expression. We normally start by writing x. If you look at this one here, x is greater or equals to -5. Then if you look at this one, x is less than 3/4. So that is how you simplify that, and by doing that you get yourself 3 marks. So that's where we work out that. This you did in inequalities in form 2. I hope you have followed how we have solved that. Number 14, 2019, paper 1, you are told, given matrix A is equals to 2, 3, 4, 4, matrix B is equals to x1, 2, 3, and AB is a singular matrix, find the value of x. So what do we need to know here? First, you should know how to multiply two matrices, multiplication of matrix. The other one is, what is a singular matrix? Do you know what is a singular matrix? Then finally, we should be able to know the determinant. Singular matrix is a matrix whose determinant is equals to 0. So you should know how to get the determinant of a matrix. So let's start the question by multiplying the two matrices. That is, AB is equals to 2, 3. We have 4, 4. Then you multiply by x. We have 1. Then we have 2 and 3. When you multiply these two matrices, you should be able to get, you multiply 2 times x, that is 2x, that will be 2x plus, this is 3 times 2, that is 6. Then you multiply 2 times 1 is 1, 3 times 3 is 9, so that will give you 11. From there we have 4 times x is 4x, then 4 times 2 is 8, so it is plus 8. Then we have 4 times 1 is 4, plus 4 times 3, that is 12, so this will give you 16. So that is the matrix. From there, we are told that AB, this is AB actually, the product of AB. We are told it is a singular matrix. That means that its determinant is equals to 0. To get the determinant, we multiply the elements of the main diagonal, that is the main diagonal, and we subtract the elements of the other diagonal. This is the other diagonal. So we multiply, we now multiply 2x plus 6. We multiply by 16, and we minus 4x plus 8. You multiply by 11. That product, that should give you 0, because we are told it is a singular matrix. So we open the bracket. This will be that 2x plus 6 times 16. That should give you, is it 90? That is 96 minus, this is 4 times 11, 4x times 11, that will give you 44x, and you minus also 8 times 11, that is 88, is equals to 0. So put the right terms together, then you should be able to get 32 minus 44, that will give you minus 12, then 96 plus minus 88, that should give you 8. So this is plus 8 is equals to 0. So this is a 12x. So if you take 12 to the other side, it becomes positive. So 12x is equals to 8. Divide both sides by 12. Divide by 12. And this now, when you divide that, 12 disappears. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Then by 4, this is 2. By 4, it is 3, implying that our x is equals to 2 over 3. So that is how you work out that question, and with the information or the knowledge that you need to have to be able to solve this question. So you are welcome. Number 15, 2019, paper 1, we are told a trader bought 2 types of bulb, A and B, at 60 Kenya shillings, 60 shillings, and 56 shillings respectively. She bought a total of 50 bulbs of both types at a cost of 2,872. Determine the number of types A bulbs that she bought. You get 3 marks. So here you are supposed to get, if you look at this, what is required, we are supposed to form linear equations using the information given. For example, if the total number of bulbs were 50, then it means that A plus B should equals to 50. That is one equation. Then the bulb of type A was bought at 60 and type B at 56, and the total was coming to 2,872. So this means that 60A plus 56B should give you 2,872. So these are 2 linear equations, and we can solve them to be able to get A and B. So what we do is we modify our equation. We can modify by maybe multiplying the upper one by 60 and the other one by 1. So this means that you get 60A plus 60B is equals to, when you multiply 60 times 50, you get 3,000. The other one remains the same because we are multiplying by 1. So we have 60A plus 56B is equals to 2,872. Then we subtract the first equation from the second from the first, and this will be 0. So this will be 60 divided minus 56 is equals to 4, and 3,000 when you subtract here, you should get 8. This is 2 and this is 1. If you divide both sides by 4, you'll be able to get B is equals to 32. This means that if B is 32 and A plus B is equals to 50, what this means that A is equals to 50 minus 32, and that will give you 18 bulbs. So it means 18 bulbs were bought of type A. So that's how you work out that question. So number 16, 2019, paper 1, we are told a bus price between 2 towns P and R via town Q. On each day, it departs from P at 8:15 a.m. and stop for 40 minutes at Q before proceeding to R. On a certain day, the bus took 5 hours, 40 minutes to travel from P to Q, and 3 hours, 15 minutes to travel from Q to R. Find in 24-hour clock system the time the bus arrived at R. In Form 1, you are taught about time, that is a 12-hour system and the 24-hour system. And this question may seem too long, but it is very simple. So don't be scared by the number of words used. It is very simple. So we say that it starts the journey at 8:15. In 24-hour clock, we start with 0 when it is, this is AM. So it took 5 hours 40 minutes to travel from Q to P. So we add 5 hours and 40 minutes. So when you add this, you get, this is 5, this is 5, this is 8 plus 5, you get 13. So this is hours. Then it stopped for 40 minutes at town Q. So it means, what this means is that you add 40 minutes to the time it arrived to town Q. So this is 40 minutes. We can write it like that. You add, you get 5. Now this is 9. So 90 minutes, and we know an hour has 60 minutes. So we just say this is 3, we carry 1, this is 4, and this is 1. So 14:35. That is when it departed to point R. So point R, to get to town R, it took 3 hours 15 minutes. So this is now not 15 but 14:35. You add 3 hours and 15 minutes. So when you add this, we are adding, so we get, this is 0, this is 4, this is 5, and this you get 7, and you get 5 hours. So that is the time it got to town R. 1750, 24-hour system, which is the same as 5:50 p.m. or we can say in a common man language, it arrived to town R at 10 minutes to 6. So that is how you work it out. Very simple, and you get yourself 3 marks. So that brings us to the end of part A of this question. We'll be looking at part B of section 2 of 2019 paper 1.